But cancelling the entire selected list, I think, is not fair and right.
How do you think they should have gone about it, Mr. Gowda? How do you think the government should have addressed this issue?
They should have identified the persons who have committed any irregularity, and action should have been taken against those. But it is not fair to punish those who have not involved in these kind of things.
Mr. Gowda, as the former chairman of the KPSC, you of course know of the scam that took place. You know what happened in 2011. Do you think it's realistic for the government to go ahead and find out exactly who were the ones who were corrupt and who were not? Is it an easy procedure?
No, action should be taken against those who are proved to be correct and send a good signal, good message to the society.
Mr. Gowda, many believe that this kind of a step by the government makes it very clear that they're not tolerant of corruption. Would you agree with that view?
I didn't follow your question.
Many people believe that this kind of a step by the government puts across a message that they will not tolerate corruption. Would you agree with that view?
I know. Can you repeat it? I'm not able to get it properly.
Mr. Gowda, a lot of people are saying that this step by the government to go ahead and make everyone rewrite the exam is making it very clear that they will not tolerate any level of corruption. Do you agree with that view?
No, I don't agree, because you are punishing both who have committed mistake and those who have not done that. And what kind of a message are you sending by taking such a universal decision? Persons who have committed mistake or involved themselves in corruption should be punished, should be identified, and they should be punished. What about those people who have not done anything and put in hard effort, hard work, and got into the select list? We are doing injustice to them.
But Mr. Gowda, do you think it's easier said than done to actually identify who were the ones who cheated and who were the ones who didn't?
They have conducted an inquiry through COD. I think they would have identified persons who are involved in this kind of a thing, and those should have been taken to task, not others.
Mr. Gowda, now keeping in mind that a decision has been taken, we could debate endlessly, but at the end of the day, the government has made up its mind. What is the step ahead? What is the way ahead for these candidates? Can they approach the judiciary?
The candidates can approach. Those who are affected by this section, I think they have got a good chance to approach the judiciary and get the relief.
Right, Mr. Gowda, also, of course, the government went on to call this a historic decision. Would you agree?
Pardon?
The government called this decision a historic one. Would you agree?
I'm not able to follow you.
Mr. Gowda, the government has called this particular decision as a historic decision. Would you agree?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Right, Mr. Puttaswamy Gowda, thank you so much for talking to News9, sharing your views with us. The former chairman of the KPSC, he was of course a chairman between 1994 to 96. He has gone on to state quite simply that this is a very, very wrong decision by the government, and that the innocents should not have to pay with their future for a crime done by the corrupt. He claims that the government should go ahead and identify all those who are responsible for this. Remember, there is a COD investigation into this. He claims that they should go ahead and identify the corrupt ones, and the others should be allowed to get their posting. Well, we're joined in by BJP MP Shobha Karanlaje. Ms. Karanlaje, do you think this was the right step taken by the government? Right, I will try to get back to Ms. Shobha Karanlaje there, but no doubt this decision has already been criticized by many people. Besides, of course, the candidates, people have come out in large numbers to go ahead and protest against this decision. They claim that this is only going to affect the future of people, and it is not fair. Quite simply, it's not fair to all those people who honestly wrote the exam. Maybe it's sending across a wrong message that in fact these people are that everyone will pay for the corrupt.
ಓಟ್ ತೊಳೆಯೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕುಡಿತಾವ್ರೆ. ನಾನು ಓದ್ತೀನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮುಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಹುಡುಕಿದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದು ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಅನುಮತಿ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹತ್ರ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ ಪಾಲಿಕೆ ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಆಯ್ತು. ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆದ ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ನನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಯಾಕೆ ನನಗೆ ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋವು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಸಹಾಯಕತೆ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ
And we'll slip into a short break at this point. More updates on this story on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, in fact, it is understood now that the candidates have gone ahead and called for a CBI inquiry into the matter. We understand that they want a higher body to investigate this particular case. And to take you through exactly what has been taking place over the last many hours, it's been Galata Galore at Freedom Park as 362 candidates have voiced their anger over the fact that the government has asked them to rewrite their exams. We're now joined in by BJP MP Shobha Karandlaje over the phone lines. Ms. Shobha Karandlaje, sitting in the opposition, would you agree with the government's decision? Ms. Karandlaje, can you hear me? And well, we will get back to her, but of course there's no doubt that politicians too will be unhappy with this. H.D. Kumaraswamy has already reacted. He's made it very clear that they will not be for this decision, that it is an absolute crime to go ahead and make these candidates rewrite the exams, especially those from the rural background. It is understood that all of them have stated that they will fight along with these candidates to ensure that justice is meted out. Surprisingly, the BJP has refused to comment about this particular issue. In fact, earlier on, we also tried speaking to Ms. Shobha Karandlaje, as she kept, of course, continuing to disconnect the line every time we tried to speak to her, every time we posed a question at her, making it very, very clear, of course, that the BJP, for some non-apparent reason, has refused to comment about this particular issue. Maybe to a large extent also because the scam took place during their tenure, so they cannot afford to go ahead and slam the decision. It's something that they possibly could have been speculating about as well. no respite in sight for these candidates, all of them now stating that they will approach the judiciary for some sort of justice, but will that in fact work in their favor, will it not? Well, their future is at stake at this point, and this is their only hope. With the government letting them down, they claim that now it's up to the judiciary, and if that does not take place, they will have no choice but to go ahead and rewrite the exams. And of course, then once again it will be the tedious process of preparing themselves for the exams and then going ahead and also writing it with the hope that they will pass. There is absolutely no guarantee that they will go ahead and pass the exams as well. So there's no doubt that their lives are at stake at this point.